Hi, Anna here. Welcome to another video by Snobbots.
The very concept of a battlefield is being rewritten before our eyes. No longer limited to land, sea, or air, conflict now rages in the invisible realm of cyberspace. In the 21st century, the front lines have shifted to networks, data centers, and the very code that powers our lives. Every power grid that illuminates our cities, every hospital that safeguards our health, every transportation system that moves our populations, and every smart device that connects our lives has become a potential war front. The interconnectedness that fuels our progress has simultaneously created an unprecedented landscape of vulnerability, a sprawling digital territory that is constantly contested. The lines between civilian and military infrastructure have blurred to the point of being almost indistinguishable. A targeted attack on a nation's financial systems can be as debilitating as a traditional military blockade, causing economic chaos and societal unrest, without a single shot being fired. The strategic value of data centers and communication networks now rivals that of military bases and armories. We are living in an era where control over information flows and digital infrastructure is synonymous with power, making the digital battlefield the central stage for geopolitical competition and national security struggles in our time. The scale of this new battlefield is staggering and almost beyond comprehension. It encompasses billions of devices, trillions of data points, and a complex web of global networks that operate at the speed of light. Unlike physical battlefields, this digital terrain has no clear borders, no discernible front lines, and no easily identifiable combatants. An adversary could be a rival nation-state operating from the other side of the globe, a sophisticated criminal organization seeking financial gain, or a small group of non-state actors with a political agenda. This ambiguity makes defense incredibly challenging, as the source of an attack can be obscured through layers of proxies and technical misdirection, leaving defenders to fight against shadows in a constantly shifting landscape of threats. Consequently, every citizen, every organization, and every government body is now, whether knowingly or not, a participant in this ongoing conflict. The security of our personal information, the stability of our public services, and the integrity of our democratic processes are all at stake. The digital battlefield is not a remote theater of operations reserved for specialists. It is a pervasive reality that affects everyone. Traditional cyber defenses, firewalls, antivirus software, and intrusion detection systems were built for a slower, less complex world. Today, they are being stretched to their breaking point. The sheer volume of data and the speed of attacks make it impossible for human analysts and signature-based tools to keep up. Attackers exploit this, generating noise to mask their true intentions. The question is no longer if a significant cyber attack will happen, but when and how severe its consequences will be. In this new reality, resilience is as important as prevention. The goal is to minimize impact and ensure continuity, even in the face of a successful breach. Enter artificial intelligence, a double-edged sword. AI is used by attackers to automate, adapt, and evade, but it also offers defenders the power to detect, respond, and anticipate threats at machine speed. The next era of conflict will not be defined by tanks or missiles, but by algorithms and code. The battle for security is now a race between human ingenuity and artificial intelligence. In this hyper-connected world, the traditional pillars of national security are being fundamentally re-evaluated. For centuries, a nation's strength was measured by the might of its military, the number of soldiers in its ranks, and the sophistication of its arsenal of missiles, tanks, and warships. While these elements remain important, they are no longer the sole determinants of security. The defense of a nation now depends just as much, if not more, on the resilience of its digital infrastructure. The focus has pivoted from solely protecting physical borders to defending code, securing servers, and safeguarding the intricate data pipelines that form the lifeblood of a modern state. This represents a paradigm shift of monumental proportions for defense ministries and intelligence agencies worldwide. The new calculus of national security acknowledges that a devastating blow can be dealt without a single boot touching the ground or a missile leaving its silo. A sophisticated cyber attack could plunge a country into darkness by crippling its power grid, disrupt its economy by targeting its stock exchanges, or sow chaos by compromising its communication networks. The potential for such attacks to cause widespread panic, erode public trust, and destabilize a government is immense. Therefore, the concept of national security must expand to include cyber resilience as a core tenet, placing it on par with traditional military preparedness. The strength of a nation's firewalls is becoming as critical as the strength of its fortifications. This shift demands a new type of soldier and a new set of skills. The heroes of this new battlefield are not just those in uniform, but also the legions of cyber defenders, ethical hackers, data scientists, and software engineers who work tirelessly behind the scenes. Their expertise in navigating the complexities of the digital world is a vital national asset. Governments are now in a global race to cultivate this talent, recognizing that technological superiority in the cyber domain is a decisive strategic advantage. The defense of the realm is increasingly being fought in server rooms and security operations centers, where the weapons are algorithms and the fortifications are layers of sophisticated software. Ultimately, this evolving paradigm forces us to reconsider the very meaning of sovereignty. In a world where digital systems are globally interconnected and supply chains for technology are international, a nation's ability to control its own digital destiny is constantly under threat. A vulnerability in a piece of software developed thousands of miles away can become a backdoor into a nation's most sensitive systems. National security in the digital age is therefore not just about defending against external attacks, but also about ensuring the integrity and trustworthiness of the technologies upon which the entire society depends. It is a complex, multifaceted challenge that requires a holistic approach, blending technology, policy, and international cooperation. The conventional methods of cybersecurity, which have served us reasonably well over the past few decades, are now being stretched to their breaking point. These traditional defenses are largely based on a perimeter-focused model, akin to building a castle wall to keep intruders out. They rely on firewalls, antivirus software, and intrusion detection systems that are programmed with signatures of known threats. This approach functions on the principle of identifying and blocking malicious activities that match a predefined set of rules or patterns. For a long time, this was sufficient to ward off the majority of common cyber threats, providing a reliable, albeit static, line of defense for organizations and governments. However, the threat landscape has evolved at a pace that has far outstripped the capabilities of these legacy systems. The sheer volume of data and network traffic that needs to be monitored in a modern nation is immense, creating a deluge of information that can easily overwhelm human analysts and signature-based tools. Attackers are aware of this and deliberately generate a high volume of noise to mask their true intentions, making it incredibly difficult to distinguish between benign anomalies and genuine threats. The traditional shield, designed for a slower and less complex digital environment, is simply not equipped to handle the scale and velocity of today's cyber-physical world, leaving critical gaps in its protective coverage. Furthermore, traditional cyber defenses are inherently reactive. They are designed to respond to threats that have already been identified and catalogued. This means they are often one step behind the attackers, who are constantly devising new malware, new attack vectors, and new techniques that have never been seen before. By the time a new threat is discovered, analyzed, and a signature is created and distributed to defense systems, the damage has often already been done. This reactive posture is a significant disadvantage in a world where zero-day exploits, vulnerabilities unknown to the software vendor, are a common tool in the arsenal of sophisticated adversaries, rendering signature-based detection completely ineffective against the most advanced attacks. The convergence of information technology and operational technology networks has further complicated this challenge. Systems that control physical infrastructure like power plants and water treatment facilities were once isolated or air-gapped from the internet. However, for reasons of efficiency and remote management, these systems are increasingly connected to corporate networks. This has punched holes in the traditional perimeter, exposing critical national infrastructure to a whole new range of threats it was never designed to face. The old shield of cyber defense was built to protect data, not to prevent physical sabotage, and it is proving to be woefully inadequate for this new, high-stakes responsibility. The adversaries we face in the digital realm are no longer the lone hackers of popular imagination, operating from their basements for notoriety or mischief. Today's attackers are faster, stealthier, and more sophisticated than ever before. We are contending with well-funded, highly organized entities, including nation-state actors and advanced persistent threat groups, who possess the resources and patience to orchestrate complex, long-term campaigns. These groups operate with a level of professionalism and strategic intent that rivals that of national intelligence agencies, constantly refining their tools, tactics, and procedures to stay ahead of defensive measures and achieve their objectives with chilling efficiency. Their speed is a critical advantage. Automated attack tools can scan millions of IP addresses for vulnerabilities in a matter of minutes, and once a weakness is found, exploitation can be instantaneous. Attackers can move laterally through a compromised network, escalate their privileges, and exfiltrate data or deploy malware long before a human-led security team even becomes aware of the initial breach. This velocity of attack creates an incredibly narrow window for detection and response, a window that is continuously shrinking as adversarial technologies become more advanced. The defense must be right every single time, whereas the attacker only needs to be successful once, a fundamental asymmetry that heavily favors the aggressor. Stealth is another hallmark of the modern cyber threat. Attackers have mastered the art of hiding in plain sight, using techniques that allow them to blend in with normal network traffic and user activity. They may use legitimate credentials stolen through phishing attacks to access systems, effectively impersonating authorized users. They employ living off the land techniques, using a system's own built-in tools and processes to carry out their malicious activities, thereby avoiding the introduction of new malware that might be flagged by antivirus software. This makes their presence extremely difficult to detect, as they leave behind very few of the traditional indicators of compromise that security systems are designed to look for. This relentless evolution is driven by a dynamic and collaborative underground ecosystem. The dark web facilitates a thriving marketplace where malware kits, zero-day exploits, and stolen data are bought and sold. Attackers share information, refine each other's techniques, and even offer hacking as a service, lowering the barrier to entry for less skilled actors to launch sophisticated attacks. This creates a feedback loop of continuous innovation on the offensive side of the cyber equation. For every new defense mechanism that is developed, there are countless adversaries working in parallel to find a way to bypass it, ensuring that the threat landscape is in a perpetual state of flux and escalation. In this hostile and dynamic environment, the mindset of cybersecurity professionals and national security planners has been forced to undergo a crucial shift. The guiding question is no longer if a significant cyber attack will happen, but when it will happen, and more importantly, how severe its consequences will be. This acceptance of inevitability is not a sign of defeatism, but a pragmatic recognition of the current reality. It acknowledges that it is impossible to build a completely impenetrable fortress in the digital world. No matter how robust the defense is, a sufficiently motivated and well-resourced adversary will eventually find a way through, whether via a technical vulnerability, a human error, or a compromised supply chain. This shift in perspective moves the focus from prevention alone to a more balanced strategy that prioritizes resilience. A resilient system is one that can not only withstand an attack, but can also continue to function during an attack, adapt to the damage, and recover quickly afterwards. The goal becomes minimizing the impact and ensuring the continuity of essential services, even in the face of a successful breach. This approach is sometimes referred to as assuming breach, where security architectures are designed with the assumption that an attacker is already inside the network. This leads to a greater emphasis on internal network segmentation, continuous monitoring for anomalous activity, and rapid incident response capabilities. The critical question of how bad will it be hinges on a nation's ability to detect, respond to, and recover from an attack swiftly and effectively. A delayed response can allow a minor intrusion to escalate into a catastrophic failure. For instance, an initial breach of a corporate IT network could be a precursor to a much more dangerous attack on the connected operational technology systems of a power plant. The ability to quickly identify the initial intrusion, understand its potential trajectory, and isolate the affected systems is honestly paramount to limiting the blast radius of the attack and preventing it from causing widespread physical or economic damage. Preparedness is the key determinant of severity. Therefore, planning and preparation become the cornerstones of modern cyber defense. This involves not only implementing the right technologies, but also regularly conducting realistic drills and simulations to test response plans and identify weaknesses. It requires clear communication channels between government agencies, private sector operators of critical infrastructure, and international partners. It also necessitates a clear understanding of which systems are most critical and must be protected at all costs. By embracing the inevitability of attack, nations can move beyond a futile quest for perfect security and instead build a robust and adaptable defensive posture capable of weathering the inevitable storms of the digital age. In our quest to find a solution to this escalating crisis, we are confronted by a fascinating and powerful paradox. It is becoming increasingly clear that the very same category of technology that is used to orchestrate these highly sophisticated and damaging breaches could also hold the key to defending against them. The advanced computational techniques, the machine learning algorithms, and the complex data processing capabilities that enable attackers to operate with such speed and stealth are the same tools that can be repurposed to build a more intelligent, adaptive, and formidable defense. This reflects the classic dual-use nature of powerful technologies throughout history, where the same innovation can be wielded for both creation and destruction. Artificial intelligence, or AI, sits at the very heart of this paradox. On one hand, malicious actors are exploring the use of AI to automate the discovery of vulnerabilities, to create malware that can adapt and morph to evade detection, and to craft highly convincing phishing emails that are tailored to the psychological profiles of their targets. The prospect of an AI-powered cyber attack, capable of learning and adapting in real time without human intervention, is a truly daunting scenario that keeps security experts awake at night. This offensive application of AI threatens to dramatically increase the potency and scale of cyber threats, potentially overwhelming even the most prepared human defense teams. Yet on the other hand, AI offers an unprecedented opportunity to revolutionize our defensive capabilities. It can analyze vast quantities of data from across a network in real time, identifying subtle patterns and anomalies that would be completely invisible to a human analyst. It can learn the normal rhythm of a complex system, such as a power grid or a transportation network, and instantly flag any deviation that might signal the beginning of an attack. This capability moves defense from a reactive, signature-based model to a proactive, behavior-based one. AI can serve as a tireless, ever-vigilant digital sentinel, watching over our most critical systems with a level of attention and speed that humans simply cannot match. This duality forces us into a technological arms race where both attackers and defenders are leveraging the power of AI. The outcome of this contest will have profound implications for our collective future. The nation that can most effectively harness AI for defensive purposes, while simultaneously understanding and preparing for its offensive use by adversaries, will gain a significant strategic advantage. The challenge is not to fear or reject this powerful technology, but to understand its dual nature and to strategically invest in its defensive potential. The double-edged sword of AI must be wielded with wisdom and foresight if it is to become our shield rather than our undoing. As we delve deeper into this critical subject, our purpose is to decode the pivotal role that artificial intelligence is playing in securing the modern nation-state. This is not a speculative exploration of some distant, science fiction future. It is an examination of the tangible applications and transformative impact that AI is having on national cyber defense right now. We will move beyond the buzzwords and the hype to provide a clear understanding of how these advanced systems are being deployed on the front lines of the digital battlefield, serving as the silent sentinels that guard our most vital assets from an ever-present and evolving threat. Our investigation will span the full spectrum of AI's application in this domain, from its role in protecting the smart infrastructure that underpins our daily lives, to its use in developing highly sophisticated military-grade simulations for training the next generation of cyber warriors. We will explore how AI is not just a single tool, but a versatile platform technology that can be adapted to address a wide range of security challenges. This includes enhancing our ability to gather intelligence on our adversaries, strengthening the resilience of our critical national infrastructure, and providing our defense forces with the advanced capabilities they need to operate effectively in the contested cyber domain. The central theme we will uncover is a fundamental shift from a reactive to a proactive security posture, a transformation that is being driven almost entirely by artificial intelligence. We will reveal how AI enables a form of cyber anticipation, allowing defenders to move beyond simply responding to alarms and instead begin to predict and preempt attacks before they can cause significant harm. This involves analyzing vast datasets to identify precursor activities, modeling the likely behavior of known threat actors, and running predictive analytics to forecast where and when the next attack is most likely to occur, enabling a more intelligent and forward-leaning defense. This journey will provide a detailed look at the mechanisms through which AI achieves these remarkable feats. We will dissect the concepts of anomaly detection, where AI learns the baseline of normal behavior to spot malicious deviations, and automated incident response, where AI can take immediate action to contain a threat in milliseconds. We will also examine the power of predictive defense, which leverages machine learning to forecast future threats based on historical data and current intelligence. By the end of our exploration, the role of AI will be demystified, revealing it not as a magical black box, but as a powerful and practical set of tools that are fundamentally reshaping the landscape of national cyber resilience for the better. The integration of artificial intelligence into national cyber defense is not merely an incremental improvement. It is a full-scale transformation that is altering the very foundations of security strategy and operations. This deep-seated change affects everything from the technologies used to the skills required and the organizational structures that govern them. Decoding this transformation requires us to look at how AI is being embedded into every layer of the defensive architecture, creating a more cohesive, intelligent, and responsive system. It is about understanding that AI is not just another tool in the toolbox, but a new nervous system for the entire national security apparatus, capable of sensing, processing, and reacting to threats at a speed and scale previously unimaginable. One of the most profound aspects of this transformation is the changing relationship between humans and machines in the Security Operations Center. AI is not replacing human analysts, but augmenting their capabilities, freeing them from the tedious and overwhelming task of sifting through countless false alarms. This allows human experts to focus their cognitive skills on the most complex and ambiguous threats, performing high-level tasks like strategic analysis, forensic investigation, and ethical decision-making. AI handles the immense data processing and pattern recognition at machine speed, while humans provide the context, intuition, and critical thinking that machines still lack, creating a powerful human-machine teaming dynamic that is far more effective than either could be alone. This transformation also extends to the very nature of the defensive systems themselves. Traditional security tools are static and rigid, relying on fixed rules and signatures. In contrast, AI-powered systems are dynamic and adaptive. They learn and evolve continuously, becoming more intelligent and effective over time as they are exposed to more data and new threats. An AI defense system can learn the unique digital fingerprint of the network it is protecting, allowing it to become highly attuned to its specific environment. This ability to self-learn and adapt makes the defense far more resilient and difficult for attackers to bypass, as they are facing a moving target rather than a static wall. Ultimately, the AI transformation is about shifting the balance of power in the ongoing struggle between cyber attackers and defenders. For too long, the advantage has been with the offense, which benefits from the elements of surprise, stealth, and automation. By introducing AI into the defensive equation, we can begin to level the playing field, and in some cases, even tip it in favor of the defender. AI brings its own speed, its own intelligence, and its own automation to the fight, creating a defense that is not only reactive, but also predictive and preemptive. Understanding this comprehensive transformation is essential for any policymaker or leader tasked with safeguarding a nation's future in an increasingly dangerous digital world. As we stand at this technological crossroads, the introduction of artificial intelligence into cyber defense offers more than just a new set of tools. It provides a glimpse into a radically different future for national cyber resilience. This future is defined not by preventing all attacks, but by creating systems that are inherently robust, self-healing, and capable of withstanding even the most sophisticated assaults. The vision is one of critical infrastructure being imbued with a digital immune system, powered by AI and capable of detecting, fighting off, and recovering from infections with minimal disruption. In this future, anomaly detection becomes far more sophisticated. AI systems will not only monitor network traffic, but integrate data from physical sensors, geopolitical intelligence feeds, and social media sentiment, building a rich, contextual understanding of the threat environment. This holistic view allows detection of highly subtle attack patterns that span both digital and physical worlds. For example, an AI might correlate a minor fluctuation in a power grid's frequency with online chatter from a known threat group, flagging a potential coordinated attack long before it fully materializes. The future will be characterized by unprecedented automated response and self-remediation. When an AI detects a credible threat, it won't simply raise an alarm for human investigation. It will take immediate, autonomous action to contain the threat and heal the system. This could involve instantly isolating a compromised network segment, rerouting traffic through secure channels, automatically patching the exploited vulnerability, and restoring affected systems from clean backup, all within seconds. This speed of response is crucial and something human-led processes cannot replicate, especially in high-velocity attack scenarios. This vision is not a far-off dream. The foundational technologies are being developed today. As these systems mature and interconnect, they will form a national-level defensive fabric that is both intelligent and adaptive. The journey will be complex, raising important ethical and strategic questions. However, the trajectory is clear. AI is no longer just an option for cyber defense. It is the core component around which next-generation security will be built, promising a future where nations are better prepared to withstand the challenges of a turbulent digital age. I hope this video was enlightening, and we hope to see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, and share.